Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. I hope you're having a great day. It is Saturday, January 14th. Before I get started here, I just want to say happy birthday to my little sister. I cannot believe you're like 27, 28. I don't remember how old you are. I stopped keeping track a long time ago. I remember when you were just a little baby and I held you in my arms and I dropped you on your head. Those were some good times. Anyways, if you're watching, happy birthday. I hope you have a blessed year to come. I love you very much. And so what I want to do today is react to Stephen Assanti goes mental in the hospital. This should be great because anything involving Stephen Assanti is insane, and it's good for, learning how not to act. So, anyways, this clip looks like it's different. It's got some stuff on the side of it, and I noticed when I watched a little bit of it just to make sure it was good, and the voices do not match up. So this is the best clip I could find of this, and so please bear with it. But it's still entertaining. So let's get into it right now.
Oh my God. But there have been some frustrating moments that have been harder for me to deal with. Mostly how long it takes for people to respond to the call button.
Really? These people are nurses who are saving people's lives and taking care of so many different patients. They're running their tails off. My older sister, is a nurse. I have so much respect for her and how hard she works to take care of other people. And you're like a grown man baby sitting there angry that they don't respond to you faster. You put your call light on, and if they don't walk in the door immediately, you're just going to throw a fit.
My lunch is awfully late. Oh, he just left just now. All right, so it should be here then. Okay, thank you.
You're going to call the hospital because your lunch is late? Does he care that there are probably hundreds, maybe even 1,000 patients there waiting for their meals? What was it, 5 minutes? Was it 10 minutes late? Anytime I was in the hospital, like when I had surgery, like I didn't complain that, if lunch was a little later or not. Probably because I wasn't that hungry after weight loss surgery. But even after my gallbladder surgery, I didn't even know if I was going to eat or not. Like it wasn't a big deal. But your food addiction trumps everything else, so you are just so angry that lunch is a little bit late, and so you're going to call the hospital and gripe and complain.
I get frustrated sometimes. That's what's going on. I'm not trying to be mean. Trust me, I'm not.
I'll be okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
She seems like a great nurse. I mean, that's something that the nurses deal with. They shrug it off. And I remember after I had my weight loss surgery, I actually apologized to my nurse because I was like, I'm sorry, I've been in so much pain. I keep calling you guys, for, more pain meds or whatever. Like, my pain was on 10, and they were very great about it. And she goes, you know what? You've been such a good patient. You've been, like, so great that I don't mind coming in here and helping you out and doing what I can for you, because I was really nice to them. I cracked jokes with them and stuff like that. Like, I didn't have crazy expectations of them. I didn't demand that they come in every 5 minutes. And she told me that there's a lot of patients who are like Stephen Assanti who are just absolutely nuts and are mean to them and just throw things at them. And it's just a constant battle. And so the fact that they had me as a patient and I was really nice to them and sweet to them and made jokes with them and made them laugh, like, they'll take care of you really well if you're a patient who's really nice to them. How you treat other people, like if you go to a restaurant and you're mean to the wait staff, like, why? Why would you be mean to people? That's just ridiculous. Why can't you just be nice and sweet to people and understand that they have jobs, that they're trying to take care of as many people as possible? Like, we need to learn how to love people and stop just treating people like garbage, like they're beneath us because they're serving us. I tell you that nurse is probably way more educated than Stephen Assanti, but he thinks he's above her because he needs what he wants right now.
When I hit my call button, I know that a bing goes off, and there's a blinking green light.
Yeah, and like you're so mean to the nurses that they try to ignore your green light. Like They don't want to go in there and have to deal with you. Maybe if you were a little nicer to them, maybe they'd be okay going in there and taking care of you. But you're so demanding and mean and nasty. Like, why would they want to go in there? They still go when they can, I'm sure. They're probably in the back, like flipping coins or something. It's like, all right, best of two wins and goes in there, something like that. Like,
So they know when I'm waiting and when they're taking too long. And they should really respond faster, but they don't.
are you that entitled? You're in a hospital full of patients who are probably in a lot worse situation than you are. People who are dying and have wounds and had surgery and really need some special care. But you're angry that your lunch was a little late, and so you think they should have responded faster to you and catered to you. How disgusting is this guy?
I am calling for the nurse. I need to inform her with something.
So you call the hospital again because you need to tell her something, and she didn't come right away. And look at her; she's like very apprehensive. She's like, "All right, what do you want, fat guy?" Ah,
Which name?
I'm calling for my pain medicine, my nurse.
Your nurse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me tell her.
These people are really, really, really getting on my last nerve.
that's an addict right there. Like, I mean, I know I called my nurse often for pain medication, but Steven's in a good place where he's been there several months. He gets whatever pain meds that he wants. He gets food taken to him. He gets sponge baths and whatever. They're taking really good care of him. But if they're not in there split second immediately, he's just gonna get angry and throw a fit.
It's very frustrating how long I have to wait for everything. Come on.
That was like 2 seconds. Like, all right, I'll go get your nurse. And then he waited like 2 seconds, and because she didn't come in right away immediately, you press the button again. Like, come on, I need my drugs.
I have to call them and check on things when nothing happens. Hi, honey. Thank you, nurse. I do express myself if I feel like something's not.
Just, he's a waste of space at this point. I'm surprised that Stephen Assanti is still alive. I cannot believe it. Like, this guy is a piece of work. And I commend every single nurse that had to deal with him. This is not the first hospital that he's been at. The first one, I don't know if there's been others, but I know I saw a news clip where he was kicked out because he was eating pizza and he's supposed to be there on like a weight loss program. And so he brought pizza in, and so they kicked him out of the hospital. And so he was in the back of his dad's van, and they were going from hospital to hospital looking for a place for him to go. It's like, that's bad, man. You're blaming the hospital. You're on the news trashing the hospital because they kicked you out, but you're the one who ordered the pizza. He has no accountability whatsoever.
Not right. Gonna point it out and say it's not right, you know?
3 months there in the hospital, getting waited on hand and foot. I really hope he's lost some weight during this time because that's the only redeeming factor. Like they know they're trying to save this guy's life, but being taken care of for 3 months in the hospital, I understand you might be a little frustrated being there. It's probably not easy, but man, you get everything that you need. You get all the pain meds that you want.
I tried to stay on my best behavior for the past month.
You didn't try, man.
I know.
You're so impatient. Ugh, this guy disgusts me to the highest level. Tried to be on my best behavior. You're calling the hospital every 5 minutes if you didn't get what you wanted right away.
I'm still having my bad days, and the hospital isn't happy about that. But it's ridiculous what I have to do to get people to respond around here.
You still have your bad days because they don't respond immediately. This guy needs to be taken out behind the shed and shot or something. Like, this kind of entitlement drives me crazy. You act like nurses have no other job but to serve you and bow down to you and wipe your butt and take care of you.
We're starting to develop some issues with Stephen. Over the past month, a lot of his pathological behavior started to come out. He's become abusive to hospital staff.
Yeah, that's when you start realizing that there's something really off about Stephen Assanti. 1 second, I'm just going to check, make sure I'm still on the screen here. Yeah, maybe tilt it down a little bit. All right, I'm back. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong mentally with Stephen Assanti. And so not only should he be sitting there eating a strict diet, but Dr. Now should probably send a psychologist in to talk to him at the same time. Because this guy is going off the deep end the longer that he's been there. Very demanding, very angry type person, and no wonder why he's burned all of his bridges and there's nobody willing to help him right now. Again, I'm surprised that he is still alive.
And he expects everybody to wait on him hand and foot.
I need somebody in my room immediately. I have been waiting. I want this light off.
You're going to call the hospital because you dinged the light and they didn't respond immediately just to turn the light off. I saw him. He could stand up. Why didn't he get up and turn the light off? He can walk a few feet to where the light was. I mean, there was buttons right there on my hand pad when I was in the hospital where I could turn the lights on and off.
I think the world should revolve around him like a child does. And that is not acceptable behavior. Stephen.
Hey.
How are you today?
Dr. Now to the rescue. Hopefully he's going to come in and defend the nurses and put Stephen in his place because he ain't going to play around any longer with this guy.
Hey.
Okay, how are you?
All right, so you seem like you have an issue getting along with hospital staff, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing.
At times,
I'm glad the nurses talked with him about his behavior. That shouldn't be something that's acceptable. Like, they don't deserve that whatsoever. They're doing everything they can for him, and he's just treating them like trash. So definitely talk to Dr. Now, see what Dr. Now can do. Hopefully he can set him straight.
I sometimes I get frustrated. I tell him, if I act like a kid, I want you to treat me like a kid.
What? If I act like a kid, I want you to treat me like a kid. This man is a grown baby. He wants to be treated like a kid. Like, he wants them to walk in and put a diaper on him, put a binky in his mouth, and give him a bottle and burp him at night and everything else. I'm just checking again. I keep moving. Yeah, I'm good. This guy has way bigger mental issues than I've ever seen anybody have.
How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
So it's time for you to grow up. It seems like this is...
I think, just thinking about Steven's story, something about his mom abandoned him and whatever, and so that might be a lot of his psychological issues where he wants to be taken care of. That's why he stays big, is because he wants to be taken care of. He wants people to wait on him hand and foot. He wants somebody wiping his butt for him and cleaning him off and bringing him food and giving him his pain meds. And like, he's in heaven there at the hospital being taken care of. And even though he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to throw a fit like a child. He just fully admitted it. If I act like a child, I want to be treated like a child. Really? You're a grown man. You're 33 years old.
Nurses getting agitated with your behavior. I don't know what particular is, but you need to work on that too.
Everybody has feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
If you know everybody has feelings, then why aren't you treating the hospital staff like they're real people? You're treating them like they're goblins. Everybody has feelings, Stephen. Not just you. The nurses do as well. It sounds like he respects Dr. Now, at least a little bit. He's not going to treat him that way, but he's treating the nurses like they're subservient or something. You need to grow up.
I'm glad you realize that.
And
Let me
people.
put it in plain thing. He came from up north, but this is Texas.
Yes, it
You're
is.
going to have to shape up in Texas.
They have a saying down in Texas: you don't mess with Texas. Like, everybody will love you down there. They'll respect you. They say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. When I moved to Michigan, and I would say yes, sir, to my pastor or something like that, like, they don't like it up here when people say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Oh, you make me feel old. But down there, it's a respect thing. You said it to everybody. So there's definitely a culture clash from the south to the north, and people don't like it when you say yes, sir, yes, ma'am here. And I'm like, I grew up saying that. People sort of ingrained that in me to say yes sir, yes ma'am. It's a respect thing. It has nothing to do about age, but yeah, it's very different culture down there. You treat people with respect. You love one another. You take care of your neighbor, and they do here as well. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in Michigan, but down south, it's something special.
And behave like people in here. All right?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to hear of this issue again.
Yes.
And if I do, then this is going to be a very different conversation.
Yeah, Dr. Now is the only person who's ever held Stephen accountable. The only one. I got to give Dr. Now props for that, and I hope Stephen respects him enough to start treating the nurses like gold, because they deserve it 100%. They got some of the hardest jobs in the world. Even though they get paid very well, they don't get paid enough to deal with the crap that they deal with day in and day out. You would be amazed at some of the things that they have to deal with every day.
All right.
All right.
Nice to see you, Dr. Nazada. And Mario, thank you.
Okay. At this point, Stephen is having a behavioral problem, but at the meantime, he's very sick and he needs medical help.
Yeah, it's tough to be in that position where mentally you're just not there, but physically you need the help. It's like, what do? You put them in a mental hospital, they're not going to get the physical help that they need. But if you put him in a regular hospital, he's not going to get the mental help that he needs. That's why he probably should have sent a psychologist or a therapist over, something. Maybe he does need to be committed and be put on a diet while he's in the mental hospital. I don't know. But yeah, there's just a definite shortage of mental health help out there.
And we're not going to... That is Stephen's button.
Doctor now walked out there, and like not even 5 minutes later, ding! He did not learn a single thing. That's ridiculous.
We'll continue to treat him, but if he doesn't show some change in his behavior, then we will be unable to continue his treatment in the hospital. So it's his choice.
I tell you though, when you're in the hospital and they give you that injection of that drug, that's amazing. That feels so good. It just washes over you. So, man, he's living in heaven right now. Sorry, I'm just having some back pain, so I'm going to kind of shift a little bit. Oh, yeah, when I saw my doctor, I was telling her about, different pain that I was having in my body, and it has a lot to do with biomechanics and stuff like that. So, because I'm walking differently and stuff like that, I talked about in another video how I was losing my fat boy waddle, but it hurts. And so I'm still having some pain. It's not weight related. It's just I'm using new muscles and how I walk and stuff is shifting. So please pray for me if you're a praying person that that pain goes away. But yeah, Stephen Assanti here, just he's living in heaven. He's got it good right now. He doesn't realize it. But he's the type of person who's going to be miserable no matter where he goes.
What's up? What you need?
Henry,
Henry for...
because I need to talk to him for a sec.
Okay, because you just pushed it 10 minutes ago.
I need to talk to Henry.
You just pushed it 10 minutes ago, and already you're throwing a fit with the nurse. I need to speak to Henry. I'm not going to talk to you, you dumb... Insert bad word here. Oh, man.
Okay.
They took my tray somewhere because my table was a mess in my yard. Is my tray still out there?
Yeah. I think I saw it in the station.
What the?
Sorry we took away your lunch, pal. I can't believe he's going to just throw that fit because they took his tray. Like, you should have said something. Hey, I'm still eating that or whatever. But I can't believe this guy's behavior. Like, Dr. Now was just in there, and he's already hit the button twice, been angry, been demanding. throwing a fit. He can get kicked out of the hospital.
What the hell? This is so annoying. Did someone bring in my tray?
The doctor or the nurse put it back up there so he can't reach it. You've already rang it twice in 10 minutes, man, and you're trying to reach it again. It's if you want that call button, you got to get up, fat boy. That's wow.
Serious?
After Dr. Nasruddin talked to him, Stephen didn't change at all. He keeps bothering, he keeps calling.
He's going to call the hospital. They put up my button, so come and save me. I need some help because I'm a baby and I'm too big to get up and get the call button myself. You need to stop what you're doing, saving that other person to come and give me my button so I can keep demanding of you. Man, this guy. Like I said, he needs to be taken out behind the barn and shot. Like, he's a waste of human space at this point.
Damn it! Are they serious? I hit that by an accident because I don't feel good, you know what I'm saying?
You knocked your urine over? You threw it at the nurse or something? That's disgusting. You don't feel good. You don't feel good? Mentally, you don't feel good. You have no right to throw urine at the nurses and knock it over in a fit because they didn't react to you immediately because they put your call button up. How dare they, trying to do their job? Man, this guy is the worst of the worst. Hopefully now he gets kicked out of the hospital because that just, you don't treat people that way. You just don't.
Saying you know that.
I never seen any patient like Stephen. He asking for pain medicine every 15 minutes and then he spilled urine on the floor.
That just goes to show the dedication that nurses have, that they're cleaning up poop, they're cleaning up pee, they're cleaning your wounds and infections, they're taking care of you hand and foot. And you're just going to throw your urine on the floor in a fit of rage because it took them a couple minutes longer than you wanted to for them to come see you. We're wasting our taxpayer dollars on Stephen Assanti.
I'm just really upset, okay?
The hero that we needed, Dr. Now, is back. He's going to give it to Stephen.
Stephen, what's going on with your behavior?
What's going on with my behavior? They didn't bring me my binky. I don't know where it's at. My diaper's full. Please, somebody change my diaper for me. I'm such a baby. I can't even take care of myself. I need your help, Doctor Now. Give me the VIP room. Have them serve chocolate-covered grapes.
You got a whole host of complaints from the nurses that you need to change your behavior. You haven't.
I know that, and I apologize for it.
Apology mean nothing.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. You had an opportunity to change. You already were told to change your behavior. And not even 10, 20 minutes later, you've called the button, hit the button 3 or 4 times. You treated your nurses like trash. You knocked your urine over in a fit of rage. Like, it's time for you to go, buddy. Like, there's nothing else they can do for you. You've burned another bridge.
You come here for help, and at this point, there's nothing I can do to help you. So you're done here.
Yeah, at some point you just realize there's nothing I can do. I'm just enabling you to behave badly at this point. And that's what a lot of obese people do. They just get to a point where they are manipulating everybody, abusing everybody, and there's nothing you can do, just like Tammy, where she's lived with every single member of her family. And she's burned her bridge with every single one of them. They've all tried to help her. And all she does is throw fits and gets angry and doesn't want to talk to you about weight loss or anything like that. And so she ended up by herself and ended up partying. And before she knew it, she was in a coma. So that's the point where you get to where your food addiction drives everything in your life. Causes you to be angry because you're miserable. You're in pain all the time. So you treat people like trash. And then you just burn your bridges every step of the way. You get to a point where there's nobody else who can help you because everybody's tried and failed, and you just refuse to change yourself. It's not everybody else, Stephen Assanti. It's you, 100%.
I've been doing good and everything, please.
And unless you have an emergency, you will not be admitted back.
I've been good. I swear.
And cue the man-child. He brings on the tears. I mean, I'd be terrified at this point, too, because I don't think Steven had a place to live at that point. His dad wasn't in the area anymore. I think he went back up north where they're from. So, yeah, he's at a point of no return right now. He had a chance. He had a good opportunity to lose a lot of weight so he can get mobile. 3 months in the hospital, being taken care of, and he wasted another chance.
I apologize to everybody.
If you want to stay in the program, you need to find a place to stay because you're not staying here anymore. So your father needs to set you up somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be if you're Steven Assanti. You know, you can barely move, but where are you going to go? You have nowhere else to go. You need to find a place now. You're being kicked out of the hospital. I wish I could say I feel sympathetic for him because I've been in that position where I've been almost homeless a few times. But luckily that just did not, you know, the Lord took care of me, provided for me every step of the way. But it's a scary place to be when you're about to be out on the streets.
But I don't have anywhere else to live.
If you say you have nowhere at all, I will have you drop in homeless shelter.
Oh, that's a scary thought too. I was so close that, you know, I was looking for some help and somebody's like, we could take you to the homeless shelter. That was the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. And luckily everything worked out for me. And I'm not saying homeless shelters are bad, but they provide a great service for people. But when you've always had a place to live, being in a homeless shelter is almost like rock bottom. Even though they do a lot of good work, they help people get back on their feet. Again, they provide a bed and blankets and food and whatever else that you need. But a lot of these places, they open up at night, and you got to be out on the streets again. Then you come back at night. And so for someone like Steven Assanti, like, he needs special care. He can't take care of himself at a homeless shelter. So I understand on his side just how scary that's going to be. But I understand, and I completely agree with Dr. Now. Like, you burned your bridges, man. You don't abuse the hospital staff and expect to stay where you're at.
In a few minutes, you are finished.
Can I please have another chance?
No. Your behavior at this point dictates that nobody can help you.
Yeah, you're done. You had your second chance. You were told to behave, and you refused to do so. So that's it for you, pal. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Please, I want to.
Cue the fake tears. Please! I don't want to be away from my constant pain medication and food and sponge baths from the nurse. Please!
Steve, there is no room for negotiation in here. This is not going to be tolerated by anybody.
I'll do anything for another shot.
Nope. Sorry, buddy. You had your chance. You said you were going to behave, and you weren't. So, sorry. Out the door.
You want to help, you don't abuse people around you. And you call your dad. Come pick.
Ghost Brothers. Friday at 10. Okay. I love me some TLC, but they have some weird shows on there. If you've ever seen Big Ed, the guy with no neck, he's absurd. I should do reaction videos of him and his antics. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you call him?
Very well. We call your father to find out where we would take you.
Yeah, that's the clip. Doctor Now has no chill. Like, he's not going to put up with it. Anyways, I'm going to end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this clip. I think this is probably one of my favorite Steven Assanti clips. Yeah, the guy needs to get his life under control. He's still doing the same thing. His antics are still crazy. He needs to be committed to a mental institution or something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this clip. Please like, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't done so. Please join our family. We have a Discord channel. It's in my About section. There's the link. We also have a Facebook. So if you have any recommendations of anything you would like me to react to, please leave me a message on Facebook and I'll get right to it. Please don't leave it in the comments, because with my ADHD, sometimes I lose track of where the comments are. And so the best place to leave a recommendation or anything like that is to go to my Facebook page and leave me a message there. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Monday. I'm not coming back on Sunday. And tonight I'm going to be at my buddy's house, so I'm not going to put up another video then. So we're having a great guys' night with another friend. So I'll see you guys on Monday. God bless you.